In my previous lab, I made Internet 1 gateway of last resort by connecting Ethernet 00 to make-believe network, the service provider cloud, and enabling static route on it. So let's see that again. So I have this show run interface E00 interface. I pretend it's connection to the internet, and I made this gateway of last resort by doing include IP route by creating static route pointing to the next hub address over that interface. So it's the same address of the network, only host is different. And I distributed that information to the rest of the system using OSPF with this command. Default information originate. So this command works as long as the static default route is configured on the box. That's important. That command will work only if that one exists, if we do have a static default route. What happens is it is going to be, this command kind of redistributes that as external type 2. So if I go to R1 and ask show IP routes command, I see that the gateway of last resort is set and it's presented as external type 2 with this command default -information originates. So everybody knows how to get there, even though we don't know specifically show IP route how to reach the 99.1. It's not in the table right here. We can still ping it because we have a gateway of last resort. Now, what if we didn't have the command? Because there might be situations where Internet 1, let's just say for the argument's sake, let's go back to the picture, becomes the gateway to some larger system, but this is not necessarily internet. Maybe sometimes we don't have a default route on the box. So if, in fact, if I remove that, let's see what happens. If I remove that, say no IP route, I remove this command, but I don't remove the command default -information originate. Still there. We lost the gateway of last resort. It's not in table, show IP routes. The gateway of last resort is not set. So if I try to ping it, that's what I was trying to do, it's going to fail because we don't know how to get there. We can still make Internet 1 a gateway of last resort, even though it does not have default route itself. In OSPF, the command to do that is the same command, the default information originate, but we need to add the keyword always. So if I say now router OSPF 1, and if I say this, I have a bunch of options. One of them is always. Always advertise default route, irrespective if you have or you don't have default route itself. So if I have, obviously we can change the metric value of a metric type from E2 to E1. I'll say always and enter. Now I should be receiving, so now I can ping the network because I am receiving default route from Internet 1, and obviously that information gets distributed across the whole system. So the difference between the previous and this lab is that in this lab, Internet 1 does not have default route, yet it does advertise itself as the gateway of last resort.